What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope you all are having a great day. I'm going to try and see if I can teach you guys a little something. We all know what this is. It's football, right? I want you to understand a little bit more about what a one technique versus a three technique is, okay? I played football in college in the 80s where people were a lot smaller than they are right now. I was a very small nose guard, term you don't hear very often anymore, but the guy who lined up over the center, that was a nose guard. Now they call him a nose tackle. What I want you to understand is people seem to think that a lineman is a lineman. Well, there's a big difference between a left tackle and a center. And there's a big difference between a three technique and a one technique guy. So to give you an idea, here's our football right here, okay? The camera is literally right there where the center's head would be, okay? Space-wise. As a one technique guy, and I've got bad knees and things, so forgive me, this is my position right here. The nose of the football is right there. My head is a football length away from the center's head. Yeah. So when the ball is snapped, it is hand-to-hand combat literally right here. I can take one step and my hands are on his body. And see, that's reading and reacting. And that's what Mazi did. He's pretty much always lined up. Now, another thing I want you to take note of is how I have both hands on the ground, because I have to be able to move to the right, to the left, straight ahead. So I have to be balanced, because what happens here, and I'm going to tell you, it is violent here. Your helmet to helmet is going every single play. You know, they take care of the guys out there getting hit in the helmet. Linemen, we're going helmet to helmet. What you have to understand is this spot is totally different than any other defensive line spot. You have to be a little bit on the crazy side. We end up messing up and letting go one guy that I loved, and that is John Ridgway. Ridgway had that attitude, that mentality of, I'm here to crack skulls, because that's what you have to have. Because your head has to be on a swivel, and you've got to love contact. Because see, here's what you have to understand. It gets dirty. It gets nasty. It is war. Because that guy's job is to root your ass out of here. That guy's job will be to help him do that on his way to the linebackers. So as I'm up here, ready to go and engaging and hitting this guy might be hitting me in my hip, trying to blow me out of the hole. Double team. So now, I've got 600 plus pounds of meat pushing me. I have to learn to drop my hips, dip my shoulders, and try and get leverage on the ground to hold this spot, to keep this guy from being able to go through and hit my linebackers. And to make it even worse, there's no glory. You're not the guy who gets the sacks and the numbers. You'll get a few tackles, you'll get a sack here and there, but that's not your job. Your job is to make sure you hold this freaking line. And when you start to think about this, you're going to get hit by that guy, the guard. You're going to get hit by that guy. You're going to get hit by the center. And you're going to get hit by the fullback. And even worse yet, the one I hated the most is called the wham block. You don't even see it coming. Let me set up the scenario. Quarterback's back there. He's calling the snap count. Tight end's in motion. The ball snapped, and he's right there taking a bead right for your helmet. You don't see it coming. It's called a wham block. And when they hit you, it hurts. It hurts. On top of that, here's the difference. Because you are in the middle of the field, as opposed to a 3 technique. Now, I showed you, here's my stance, and here's how close I am to you, right? Well, excuse me, didn't mean to show my belly. For those who don't know, the guard's helmet, their earpiece has to line up with the helmet. So that means the guards are further off the ball. So instead of me being this close, the tackles are about a yard away. And what you'll also notice about a tackle or defensive end is they got one hand in the dirt. Why? Because everything comes pretty much from the inside out to them. So now, here's the problem from we had with Mazi as a 3 technique is, now to engage the guy, I have to get a couple of steps before I'm actually engaging. That, of course, is having to use more speed, more athleticism, and everything else, as opposed to being a 1 technique guy where I'm taking a step and I'm grabbing you. I'm trying to read which way you're trying to push me, and I'm going to fight pressure. You understand what I mean by that? What the center's going to do is, like, let's say this is where they want the ball to come, right? Right here. This is the spot they want to run the football. He is going to try and get his helmet across this side of my body and turn me this way. So when I engage with him, get my hands on him, I feel his body try and turn. I've got to fight that pressure because that pressure is going to lead me to the ball. That pressure is going to clog down the middle. And if I can clog down that middle and let the linebackers be able to scrape because the guards can't get off, then the play's made. And that's the thing that worries me more than anything else is Stephen Jones and position flex. Stephen Jones feels like, he's a defensive tackle, so they can just play a 1 technique. And I'm trying to tell you that there are very few really good 1 technique guys. There are very few that can really wreak havoc from the middle of the field. But if I can do my job, if I can keep the center from pushing me upfield, that quarterback is going to be uncomfortable. He can't step up. If that quarterback can't step up, then my defensive ends are that much more effective. You become like the trash compactor in Star Wars with the quarterback in the middle. And this, my friends, is what keeps me up at night. Because when this guy is not good and he gets rooted out of the hole, and now there's a lane for that running back to come through here at full speed, he's going to make some hay. And that's exactly what happened to us last year. And I hate to see that happen to us again. Stephen Jones, well, we believe in Mazi Smith. He had a rough year the first year, but, he's coming along and everything else. And, of course, we believe that there's going to be some more of those guys that you can get around training camp. And those guys that we get around training camp usually aren't enough to get us where we need to be. And this is where penny pinching really hurts the Dallas Cowboys. Can't believe I can still get down here. We all feel like we got 1 or 2 plays left in us.